Welcome into another episode of YorkHer. I'm your host, Caroline Hendershot, and today we have an amazing guest. I'm joined by Punkie Johnson. Punkie is a repertory player for Saturday Night Live who returns for her third season. You are a comedian and writer. You have been involved with everything under the sun. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm so excited to have you.
No, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Okay, so let's dive right into your background and how you first got interested with becoming a comedian and actor. Because, did you know from a young age this was something that you were just kind of meant to do, or did you more so fall into it?
Oh, no. I knew. I mean, it's a scary business, because you're seen in the public and you heavily judged and looked at and, but my family was goofy. My whole family was goofy and dumb. And my mom would I would get in trouble and she would crack jokes on me as I was punished. And usually on the weekends, when your family clean your houses, a lot of people listen to music, but my family listened to Richard Pryor and all the great comedians as we clean the house. So I've always been interested in it. And I never went to sleep without watching Comic View before bed and just dreaming. I'm gonna be like that one day. So I think it's been in the blood since.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming. Okay, so you graduate college, and what was your first move in getting started in your career? How did you kind of break into the industry?
So what had happened was I graduated college. I moved back to my hometown in New Orleans. I had this crazy breakup with someone I was seeing for 8 years. I was very young. I didn't know how to be hurt. So I would stalk her. Yeah. That was a quick little turn for you. And then I sat up one time and I was like, what are you doing? You can't be out here sitting in trees and meeting neighbors across the street just to watch with this girl. Stop. And that me being crazy, that made me say, no, get up and go chase your dreams and stop tripping and chasing this girl. You out of control. So then I packed up everything. I mean, it happened within a week. I quit my job. I'm moving. Told my parents I'm moving. Went to Hollywood. Went to an acting school. And then I got hired at the world famous comedy store, and it just went from there.
Did you ever have a moment where it kind of felt overwhelming, or you didn't think that you would be able to break into the industry?
Oh yeah, every day still.
Yeah.
It don't stop. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's it's not a 9 to 5 you go into every day and kind of know, what's going to happen. You just, sometimes you don't know if you're going to have all these actors and actresses out here that's on these movies and on these series. That's going to stop one day, and then they're not going to have a job. And then they got to get to the next, they got to audition or, write something or get to the next job. So it's consistent, but it's inconsistent, and it could get scary at times. But also, I could sit down one day and be like, I'm just not talented enough. I mean, it's a game of the mind, I think. Yeah. So a lot of meditation is needed for me. And I wake up in the morning and I just say all of these things to myself just to be like, all right, come on, let's go out here, get the day. Let's go out here and be happy with it, regardless of what have happened. Let's go out here and be creative. Let's just, you just got to wake up every day and just do it.
Yeah. How do you deal with that? Because, I mean, for me, same thing. Sometimes I am out there doubting myself or saying oh, I could have done this better. I could have done that better. How do you kind of rally around yourself to also be your own biggest fan and advocate at the same time as sometimes when you're struggling and having these thoughts?
Therapy. Lots of that. Lots of therapy.
Oh yeah.
Because I do not like looking at myself. I do not like listening to myself. I'll go back and rewatch something. I'm like, why did I make that face? Why when I talk do I do this thing with my chin? Why do I keep licking my lips? And then the next time I do something, I'll try to change it, but then I'm messing everything up because I'm in my head making sure I didn't do all the rest of the stuff. So I don't know. I think every day I just try to be like, all right, look, this is just the way you look. Okay. It's just the way you sound. Fall in love with yourself and stop being an idiot. Come on now, let's go. So
it's hard.
Yeah. I talk to myself a lot. sometimes in public I be like, Lord, I know I look crazy, but I have to, I think, and because you in the public's eye. So, it's
Yeah.
not a lot of nice people out here either. I mean, there is a lot of nice people, but some people just want to insult you for no reason. It's like, yo, I was minding my business. You ain't have to
Yep.
come over here and say that.
It's crazy because a lot of times people will pick up on small things that you're like, oh, I hope nobody saw that or realized that I stumbled over those words. And people will be the first one to kind of pick up on that. And then you're like, oh, shoot, people did notice it. So it's hard to kind of balance what people are saying and ignore it and kind of stay in your own groove, I'm sure.
Yeah, but that's what you got tequila for.
Yes, definitely.
Gotta have my medicine.
Okay, so what was your first movie or TV show or stand-up routine, and what was like the biggest thing that you felt like it taught you?
You know what? I'm gonna direct this to my stand-up routine. I think a lot of my routine come from my real life. So I'm always talking trash about myself and what relationships I'm in or whatever. So I think the biggest lesson was comedy helped me to navigate through a marriage, because every time we would do something or get into something or go somewhere, I would go on stage and talk about it. And I think with that, it helped me to get through my marriage, which I'm now divorced, praise God. And it also helped me relate to the audience, because I wasn't just a gay comedian to them now. Now I'm a person in a relationship, and they have things to relate to, because all kind of things happen in relationship. And they're like, that happened to me too, Punk. Oh, Punk, how you deal with these girls? So I now have a relationship with a lot of people because of my marriage. So I appreciate my wife for at least that.
Yes, the relationships, like across the board, no matter what career you're in or whatnot, it's the relationships that get you through it, get you to the next step, but then also make it worthwhile, because then you meet amazing people that you form these relationships with, and you get to really know and understand, which is so nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Agreed.
You were at the Comedy Store, correct, in LA. How did you make that jump from that gig to then going to Saturday Night Live? Like, how does that happen?
I'm the type of comic, I'm like, you know what? I'm just probably going to do comedy for the rest of my life. I might get lucky with a couple TV shows here and there. Like, the dream is always big. But SNL was one of the things I'm like, yeah, don't even put that on your list. You're never going to be there. And so I ended up moving because I didn't have a job anymore. And it's expensive in California. And I moved back home with Mom. And I was so embarrassed. I used to cry every day. I'm like, I'm moving backwards. And then I got a audition for SNL. I'm on the phone with my manager. He was like, yeah. I was like, you serious? He said, yeah. I was like, you ain't serious. He said, yeah, do the audition. So I played with it for the first one, because I was like, these people don't, this is foolishness. They don't want me. And then I got the second audition, and I was like, what? He was like, yeah, you were sending the same characters, or you could change it up. I said, I'm changing it up. So the first time I sent like 6, and then the second time I doubled it and sent 12. And I just really, I was like, I'm gonna I was just gonna try to come up with some original stuff with some other characters from television. And I was like, we'll see if this works. And I mean, man, look, it worked. And I was like, all right. I don't know what's going on up in here, but because it's a big turn, from, I get there and all of these people went to school for this stuff. So I'm just like, Jesus Christ, y'all went to school. I was just like, man, I don't know. But, look, the carousel never stopped turning. So you just got to get in there and stick with it, or you could be a quitter. So I'm just learning every day, but it's a big change.
Yeah. How does your day-to-day change from what you were doing at the Comedy Store to now SNL? Because I'm sure SNL is just like you were explaining, just such a big undertaking every single week.
Yeah, it is. It's 6 days a week, which is it's well, first of all, with comedy, you go outside every day, period. Like when you hustling in the street, you go out every day. Look, I got to hit this mic. I got to hit this mic. And that's how you grow and make a relationship with the clubs, and you become a regular at the club. And that's how you start making money. So I was already used to being outside every day. But with this, it's more of, I use my brain so much. And I don't think people understand how mentally exhausting that can be. because we get a lot of resting time because you go in your office. It's kind of a lot of downtime. It's like a hurry up and wait type game. We just need you here until we get here. But the mental stress it's a lot. But it also helps me to be on a like a schedule, because now I'm like, all right, bet I'm gonna work out at 9. As long as I'm working out every day, I'm good. Once I stop working out, that's when I get all crazy. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sloppy. But it's like I'm on a schedule. Like I sometimes it could be a lot of like cancellations, or maybe you added to this and added to that, and it but I already know Monday through Saturday is I'm on call. I already know that for sure. So we can't go nowhere. We can't do nothing. We could try.
Right.
A lot of friends always hit me up. Yeah, I'm gonna be in town on Friday at 2, and I'd be like, okay, we gonna see. And I could be like, look, my schedule clear. I don't think I gotta go to work 1:59. They like, ooh, you gotta go to the studio. I'm like, oh, we almost had one. So I just know I gotta keep the week clear, because you never know when they're gonna need you, and when they need you, you gotta go. Period.
Right. Yeah. It's funny because, like, working as the team reporter and a comedian 6 days a week, that's like your norm. Like, especially in season when we're working on Sundays, when there's football games and everything, you just get used to working 6 days a week. And then, of course, when we're out of season, we get that day back, which you don't, unfortunately. But I'm like, oh my gosh, Sundays, or I have Sundays again. Like, I have so much time to do things. Like,
I think
it's a crazy adjustment.
It is. The time off is the reward, because we'll go like 3 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 1 week off, however the schedule will be. But when we do have the hiatuses, sometimes we go back to work, because sometimes we go do comedy somewhere else, or we might book a nice guest star spot on a series or something. So you really have to pace yourself and make sure when you have the hiatus to get your rest. If not, you're gonna. I mean, it's just you just got to make sure you self-caring a lot, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to burn out.
Right. How do you kind of balance that? Because I mean, for me especially, I find that difficult in an 18-week season, and you're getting towards the end of it, and everything is just so taxing at that point. You're constantly tired. You're doing a lot 6 days a week. How do you kind of make sure that you do get that R&R and you don't burn out?
All I can tell you is I take a lot of vitamins every day. I'm on that B12, that fish oil. I got vitamin E, vitamin K. I just try to put the necessary things in my body to help me to keep going. And when I can rest, I do rest. I don't say, all right, cool, I said I was gonna do this, but I said I was gonna go home and rest. But yeah, I'll come out with y'all. Like, no, it's you. I just have to have that control to say no, because it's hard to say no, because something always going on. It's New York City.
Yep.
You know, always
what I'm saying? Something happening.
Yeah, I had to turn down going to a basketball game, and I hate turning down the games because they're so fun. Yes. But I was just like, it's my only day. I just can't do it. I appreciate it so much, but I got to go to bed.
Yeah, you got to prioritize yourself. It's hard to do, but you kind of have to.
Yeah, it's necessary.
Okay. So in 2020, you joined SNL as a featured player. Can you explain what that is for people that don't fully understand that?
So, in my own words, a feature player is SNL saying, yeah, we're going to see how you do. We'll put you in from time to time and see what's going on with your little characters and all of that stuff. That's my own words. Now, they probably have a better term. That's how Punkie Johnson explains it. We gonna see. It's kind of what that means. And then, if you make it past, then,
Did you feel like more pressure in that stage than like you had before, because it almost is like a constant tryout in a sense?
You know what? I don't know, because I'm learning in this game that you can't care. Like the more you care, the more you can hurt your feelings. Like, so I can't lie. Like, I do feel the pressure sometimes, but I always have to be in like I told you, I'm doing a lot of therapy, a lot of meditation. So I'm always in like this world of, whatever gonna happen. If it's for you, it's gonna be for you. If it's not, they got something else out there. So I'm always trying to. That's how I feel like I have to live in this. So yeah, I mean, I do feel the pressure, but I can't let it get to me. I just go in there and I be myself, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, somebody else will, and I'll figure it out down the road.
Yeah, it's hard because that pressure sometimes like makes you a better performer, comedian, reporter, actor, writer. But then at the same time, you don't want too much of it because then it'll like eat you alive. So it's a very fine balance in a sense.
I think balance is the key word. That's a good word. Cause now I live under the pressure now. I ain't gonna, cause see now, if I wait, see my problem is I procrastinate. It's just in my nature. I'll be like, I'll get to it. And when my back is against the wall to have something written, for some reason, if I wait till the last minute, it's great.
Yeah, it's gold.
Yeah, but if I do it when I got time left and I'm just chilling because I'm like, oh, I did that already. It sucks. So, I'm just balanced, like you said.
Yes, 100%. So when you got kind of promoted to the repertory status, what did that mean to you? Did you like have a moment where you kind of looked back and you were like, wow, I kind of made it?
I definitely was like, oh, okay. That's how you feel? Okay, SNL. And I don't know, it just kind of makes you feel like you're a part of the family. And I think being a part of family, as I pull back the layers of life, I always be like, you know what, the real win is love and family. So for me, so when I'm at work and I'm around these people, I'm like, you know what, I think I'm finding a family, and it feels good to have a family in the industry. Like the other day, I went to try on some clothes, and I had no idea that now I have a closet in the main closet with the rest of the people. And I'm emotional sometimes. I get really weird. But I was with the person that dresses me, and I just bust out crying. And she's like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with you?" I was like, "I got a closet." So I just, it's a very, very, very happy feeling. But it's also like, all right, let's go, Punk. You got to step up and like hang with the big dogs now, So that's what it feel like.
Okay, well, I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one that will randomly burst out crying, because that happens to me, I would say, on a daily basis. I'll like start thinking about something. I'll be like, I'm just so happy. And I start crying. So at least we're in it together.
Yes. I'm definitely a happy crier.
Yes.
And when I'm excited about something. Yes, 100%.
So what would you say is your favorite part of your day-to-day and just your job in general at SNL?
I've always been a clown. Like, I think dressing up is my favorite part. Putting heels on is my favorite part because I can't walk in them. So when I'm in them, the whole studio be like, oh my God, here come Punkie goofy ass. Oh my goodness. They be like, here she go. Everybody got to help me get to where I got to go. I think that part, but I just honestly, like, it's really cool and it's really fun being on TV, and the supporters of this show and my fans, especially, they are just so amazing, and they make you keep going. But I think the relationships that you build in a building is really nice, because you're like, wow, because I didn't think I knew how to make friends anymore, because I'm like, I have enough friends. I don't know how to, we're not kids anymore. So it's like, how do you get in and say, okay, let's be friends, So I think that's important, just the building the relationships, and it's authentic. You don't want nothing from each other but the love. So I think that's one of the most important things. But being a grandmother and an old auntie and wearing church hats
never gets old.
Nope, never get old. I love it. I love every piece of that.
Is there anything in particular that you're either like new projects that you're working on outside of SNL, or just new skits coming up with SNL that you're really excited for?
Oh yeah. See, my goal is to get to that update desk. I haven't been able to get up there this year, but that just mean I gotta just write better updates. So I'll be there. Like, that's a goal. Okay. Never get out of there without an update. So I'll be there. I have faith in that. And I'm working on my comedy special, my 1 hour special. And so this year I'm hoping to put that on. So, but I'm going to Moon Tower this year out in Austin, Texas for the festival. And they are giving me an opportunity to present my 1 hour. And my managers, my team, they're going to watch it. If it's ready to go, we gonna put that, that's going to be on a goal of list of things to do for this year before the year is out. And it's going to be real. It's going to be dope. I'm going to put it all out there for people of my marriage and what happened in it, and love and toxic relationships. And, I'm going to put it all out there. So we'll see.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I can't wait till that comes out because I will be all eyes glued to that. That sounds so exciting. But I know you also came to a Jets game this past season. I have to ask, did you grow up loving football? Was this something that you wanted to come do, or did you just have the opportunity kind of presented to you? You were like, heck yeah, sign me up.
Football. So I grew up, my family is basically all boys on my mother's side. So I grew up around men all my life. And I grew up in New Orleans, and New Orleans is a huge football city.
Oh yeah.
And we don't play over the Saints. We don't play over them. They could be trash can like they was this season. I mean, trash can. But we don't play. And then we got Drew Brees. And now he's like I tell everybody, he's my baby's father, and his wife Brittany is the side chick, because I love that man, because he did so much for our city, and he woke us up. He came after Katrina, and then I fall harder in love with football. So I've always been a football fan. Thanksgiving is a thing I do with my dad every year. I'm like, Thanksgiving is for me and Papa. We lay down all day, watch football all day. And it's just a fun sport. Like, I had a good weekend watching it this weekend. It's a fun sport.
There's always something new. I feel like every game that you watch where you're like, oh man, I didn't know that could even happen. Or like, how did you even design that play? Or how did you even think of that?
And the miracles that happen is so crazy. Like, one of the biggest miracles happened against my team. And I am angry about it because they replay it on the anniversary of it every year. But it was a bizarre, amazing play. So anything can happen in football. And I do love coming to the Jets game. Not too long ago, I met the owner and his wife, and that was a great experience. And the food, I'll be going for the food and the open bar too. I ain't gonna lie. And it's just good. I was just like, you know what? I'm in New York. Every city, if I lived in Los Angeles, I'm like, all right, cool. I got to pick a team.
Yep.
When you live there, you got to pick a team. So I'm like, I'm in New York. Got to pick a team. It's gonna have to be the Jets.
Okay, so we know you're secretly a Saints fan at heart, but we'll claim you as a Jets fan for the time being while you're in New York. We'll take that ownership.
Honorary.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Awesome. Punkie, thank you so much for hopping on. We appreciate it so much. So great to hear about your rise to SNL. Can't wait for the 1 hour special that will hopefully come out later this year. We'll see you Saturday night on SNL.
All right, you bet. Last Saturday, I got a chance to tell Michael B. Jordan he was my man. Yes. So that was fun. We'll see what's going. We'll see who I claim this weekend.
Exactly. We'll see how you can top that this weekend.